Hi, kids! Welcome to Skepticism! Yay! How can you know that skepticism is true? Well, have you ever told a lie? You probably have! So, the fact that you can lie means that other people can lie. Isn't that something? Now, the fact that people can also be wrong means that, well, people can be wrong. Have you ever been wrong? Of course you have. That's why they invented erasers. Yay! Sorry, I'm choking on the happiness and joy that kid-friendly videos are supposed to bring or whatever. Screw that! Ah! Disabled comments, because we're going to protect the kids from commenting. Look, I do not understand how disabling comments helps kids at all. Like, it just doesn't make sense. But anyways, it's what YouTube decided to do to like appease the overlords that are the government regulation that got somehow put into place, even though supposedly we had net neutrality. Whatever. Anyways, let's talk about this video I found. Yay! It's gonna drive me nuts. Here we go.
We looked into God's word and found some words that describe it. What were those words? Perfect, sure, right, pure, true, and righteous. God's word can be trusted, and it should always be our foundation. The Bible can change us if we take the time to read it. It can bring joy, change our hearts, and make us wise. But why can we trust the Bible? Who is the Bible about? That's right, it's about God. And He is eternal, He is sovereign, He is holy, He is faithful, He is loving, and He is just. Our God is all these things and so much more.
Well, yes, we should read the Bible. Whoever spares the rod and hates his son, but he who loves him is diligent to discipline him. Many studies have shown that spanking actually results in negative, not positive outcomes. Spanking doesn't teach your kids why the thing is wrong. It only teaches them to fear you. If a man has a stubborn and rebellious son who will not obey the voice of his father or the voice of his mother, notice that the father is first, and although they discipline him, he will not listen to them, then his father and mother take them, bring him out to the elders of the city at the gates where they live, and say, yeah, he's stubborn and won't obey our voice, and he's glutton and a drunkard. I'm not sure if they have to be a glutton and drunkard for them to do this, but whatever you say that, then all the men of the city stone him to death with stones! Yay! Folly is bound in the heart of a child, but the rod of discipline drives it far from him. Beating your kids is good. Now, therefore, kill every male among the little ones and kill every woman who has known a man by lying with them. But all the young girls who have known men by lying with them, keep alive for yourselves. That's right, those little girls. Don't kill them. You get to have them. What ages are they? Who cares? The little girls are for you to have your way with. Isn't God great? Yay! Anyways, back to the video.
Not only do these attributes describe Him, but He is perfect in all of them.
Have you ever wondered where the world came from? How do you think the world got here?
Well, instead of looking at science and understanding any of that, just read the Bible. why did you steal the chipmunks? No, wait, that is the Rescue Rangers, isn't it? I'm pretty sure. Why did you steal them? Is that Chip and Dale? Hello? Why did you steal those characters? Come up with your own character. Why are you using squirrels? Could you not afford real children? Did you have no children to use in it? Why are you... anyways.
A lot of people have ideas about where the world came from. One very popular idea is called the Big Bang. How many of you have ever heard of the Big Bang? The Big Bang is an idea that says billions of years ago, there was a huge explosion in space.
No. It's not an explosion, you idiot. You didn't actually learn about the Big Bang, did you? Oh, you're so cute. You're so cute. Wasn't a big explosion, you nitwit. You moron. You're a moron. You're a... Sorry. I'm quoting from Mystery Men. And it's not just an idea. It's a theory in science. It's the best explanation we've come out with so far. There's a few others, but this one's like pretty dang good so far. And if you actually understood it and are actually educating about it, I wouldn't be so pissed off. But you're not.
And all the parts and pieces from that explosion came together to form the world.
Except that's not exactly how it went down. You see, first, you had the big expansion that was not an explosion. Then, you have gravity that affects everything and brings together all the different particles and molecules that exist and squeezes them together until they become stars. And then those stars get bigger and bigger and kaboom! And out from them are new elements. And from those new elements, new stars are born that explode again, producing even more different chemicals. And all of these things are flung throughout the universe. And meanwhile, gravity is acting upon dust and tiny elements and getting just more squished together until you finally have a planet, which usually is in orbit of a sun, because that's the explosion and creation of a sun creates all this dust and debris. And I'm simplifying it, by the way, but I'm actually explaining more of it than you ever actually did in this video, because you're an asshole and you don't want to actually explain real science. You just want little kids to read the Bible. And you want to present this as one explanation, and then you're going to have, and then on the other side, magic, right? That's what you're going to do. I know you're going to do it, and it's pissing me off. Anyway, so yeah, that's how you get planets. But go on. Continue your straw man construct of how the world came to be.
Let's try that. Of course, we're not going to blow anything up, but we'll use these blocks to see if this theory might work.
What?
In this box, I have a bunch of Legos. I'm going to try and create something by just dumping them on the floor like an explosion.
And you're a moron. That's not how any of it worked. At all. Not even close. Not even a little. First of all, dumping things on a floor is nothing like an explosion. An explosion would send things everywhere flying apart. Secondly, Lego blocks are nothing like atoms and molecules and chemicals. I mean, they're a solid structure made out of plastic, which is a substance that we created. So not only did you get the Big Bang wrong deliberately so that you could then do this false analogy, but now you're going to continue to get it wrong by then using this false analogy to imitate what you think is the Big Bang, even though you're within your analogy, you're not actually even exploding anything, which would be closer to the wrong analogy that you have. Instead, you're just dumping stuff on the floor, which is nothing like the stuff of the universe, all in effort to prove it wrong. Great. How about this? Let's take the God side of things when we get to that point, and we'll try that and see how that works as an experiment. We'll get to that soon enough. But back to your pathetic indoctrination of children, you stupid cunt or bitch. Also, she doesn't have an argument.
See what happens.
Those aren't even Legos. Wow. You're an idiot.
What did I build? What was it supposed to be?
You're a moron. Well, actually, you built an impressionist painting. Ah, yes. As we can see the various colors of this, we can see the artistry and the majesty of this. And actually, if all of this was anything close to, reality, this is kind of what we would see in a way. Have you looked at pictures of nebula lately? And there's swirling colors everywhere, and they're all kind of blended together. That's kind of what you have here. So you almost got it right. Anyways, so
I want to show you something.
Yeah, show us
See
something.
that?
Uh-huh.
Can you tell what it is?
It's you built
Obviously,
a T.
It didn't just appear here all by itself.
Well, how do you know that?
Someone had to build it, right?
Well, no, not necessarily. If the blocks had gotten dropped in just the right way, they could have formed any given structure on their own. Now, let's say that you repeated this not enough quotes in the universe test over and over again. And instead of just repeating it, let's say that we introduce a single filtering mechanism. We're going to keep the pieces that lie flat, and we're going to put the rest of the pieces back into the plastic bin, and then try again. And pieces that land on top of each other, we're going to keep that way, and other ones we're going to put back and try again. And we're going to continue this process over and over again, and eventually we will have some sort of structure by applying a single filtering mechanism. Now, you might wonder, well, what's this filtering mechanism that you're talking about in regards to reality? Well, in reality, we have the filtering mechanism of death, which is something you don't want to tell little kids about, I guess, because goodness forbid you try to explain to them how life works. But at any rate, all things eventually expire. So the different molecules and particles and chemicals that are out there in the universe, if they don't form into something solid or something gaseous, or if they don't do anything, they just kind of drift on forever, never doing anything. If they do form something, then you have your structure. You've kept the ones that maintain the structure, and the other ones you pretty much ignore because they're not doing anything until they do something. Okay? Now, eventually, those particles will wear out of energy, and they'll just dissipate into nothingness. But that's going to take quite some time. And again, I'm simplifying all of this for your dumb, moronic brain, because you, as a not enough quotes in the universe educational person, need it dumbed down a lot so that you can process it, so that the next time you make a video trying to indoctrinate children, that you'll actually have real information to give them. And I'm pissed off at the person, and so I'm attacking her, but I'm also attacking the argument. I don't know the person well enough to really tell that they're a complete, utter moron and a bane on society. But the very fact that they're teaching nonsense to children is enough to get me pissed off at them, even though I don't know them. Now, the fact is, she is a cunt, but she also has a bad argument. Anyways, the fact that she's a cunt, bitch, ass hoe that I want to smack across the face until she stops doing this doesn't negate her argument one way or the other. And it's important to note that this ad hominem that I am performing upon her has absolutely no bearing upon her argument whatsoever. All the insults that I could dream of to throw at her because I'm pissed that she's telling kids what is not true are completely and wholly irrelevant to the argument. But I'm doing it anyways because she pissed me off. It's not a good reason, but anyways, what was I say? Oh, right. The filtering mechanism that you're not introducing into this and instead just going to the, well, somebody had to build it.
So, do you think the whole world and everything in it could have come from an explosion like the
I hate her.
Big Bang?
Big Bang wasn't an explosion. You're a moron. Secondly, yes, that's how it happened. Even though you got it completely wrong, the truth is the truth. You got it completely wrong, but the way reality is the way it is. And I hate you. I hate you. I hate your channel. Her name is Sarah. Oh, God damn it, Sarah. Damn it. Really? After all of this, after all of the dangers untold, and the hardships unnumbered, after fighting your way to the castle beyond the gates of the Goblin City, after all of that and standing up to the Goblin King to tell him to his face that your kingdom is as great as his and your power is as great, after all of that, instead of saying the correct thing, you said you have power over me and worshipped the Goblin King. Sarah, you screwed it up. You're supposed to say you have no power over me. But no! You had... Wait, what am I doing? What universe am I in? What's going on? I don't know! Back to the video.
When we look at creation all around us, even at this building I made with the blocks, you know someone had to have made it. It couldn't have just appeared or been put together by itself after an explosion.
Because that's not how things that stop misrepresenting science, you insult word of no stop it. Anyways,
but many people believe that the Big Bang started the world.
No. Nobody needs to believe in it. We have overwhelming evidence of how it works and tests that can be done and simulations that can be done. Why did I pick this video to now? Something save me. I got nothing. Nothing here will save me. Creeper, explode and save me. Kaboom. Oh, you didn't do it. You didn't do it. You asshole. This channel is not for kids. Back to the video.
So, where can we find out the truth about how the world was made?
Is it going to be the Bible?
I'll give you a hint. It's that special book of God's words.
Oh, fuck you! No! No! We'll be right back. And now we're back. So, where were we? Oh, the magical special book of the Bible. Let's see what that has to say. I hate this video.
Oh, that's right. Today, we're going to talk about what the Bible says about the beginning of the world and who was there. Does anyone know what the first 4 words in the whole Bible are?
Once upon a time. Once upon a time. I did it! Once upon a time!
Let's take a look. Turn to Genesis chapter 1, verse 1 in your Bible.
That's right. These are the first words in the first verse of the first chapter of the first book of the Bible.
Yeah, and what's interesting about when Genesis was written, was it the first one written? Was it the first thing in the Torah written? Was it? Do we know which one was the first one? I don't know. What's the history of the Torah? You gonna go into that at all? No, of course not. So the Pentateuch is what the first 5 are called, and originally this was considered to be written all by Moses, or yeah, but that's largely discarded by experts and stuff. Let's see. So yeah, Genesis is first. Is it actually first, like historically? Was it written first? Is it based on anything else? Does it have similar themes to other religions out there? When was it written? Like how long ago? Like, are we gonna have any actual history about this at all? No, of course not. Just read the damn book and shut up, you stupid little kid. Now look, The Lobsterist is out there. It's available. I've promoted this endlessly, but nobody wants to talk about The Lobsterist. When will somebody review my Lobsterist book? The hell was that? That's what that was. That made a noise in my earphones. Why did I do that? Anyways, so that book also says stuff. So what? How do you know that it's true? You don't! What was I doing? I was going to look up when Genesis was written, but I don't care anymore. So yeah. Should we go back to being pissed off at this? You all enjoy my suffering! If you like what I'm doing here, please make sure to thumb up and comment. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell so you get notifications of when I make a new video like this, where I completely lose my mind and yell at the screen for a while. Then I might notice you in chat and say your name out loud. Then I'll ask you after the video is no longer a live video to leave a comment. And you probably won't do that just to irritate me, even though I asked you really nicely to do it, but none of you will ever do it. Also, I have a book available on Amazon called Caught Between Infinite Hope and Finite Despair. Please buy it. It's only $18. Why 18, you ask? Because I like the number 8, and I thought $8 was too little and $88 was too much. So I figured $18 would be a good amount, but I only get like $6 because they take a huge chunk out of it because like it's print on demand or whatever. So I'm not going to get rich off of you buying it, but mainly it's a good book. Like it's actually the good book, and I've sold myself enough already. Let's get back to the video, shall we?
These words tell us what happened in the very first hours of the world's history.
No, it doesn't.
Now let's ask some questions about what we read so we can understand it
Oh,
correctly.
no, let's
Are you
not.
ready?
Yeah, you're...
Look at the verse to find the answer.
Oh, my word.
Who was there in the beginning?
No one.
God.
What's
Why
God?
would God be the only one there?
What is God? Who is God? What? Wait. No, wait. I have questions. What's God look like? Where is God? If nothing else, nobody is there. Where's God standing? Like, how does this work? Wait a minute. You said things needed to be made by something. So what made God? I mean, something would have had to make God, right? God didn't just put itself together by some big explosion or something, right? So wait, I have more questions. Wait, no, wait, I have more questions.
That's right, because God hadn't created anything yet. God was the only one. This was the beginning of time as we know it.
No, actually, the T1 point is the beginning of time as we know it. But that's real science, and we're not going to do that. I'm going to say names that are in chat right now. I've got Sewer Tapes, Rudolph Bondafinga. Nerdy wrote it. Nazarine's music, who's awesome and cool and stuff. And Sewer, you said that name already. I'm starting to repeat names. Okay. Okay, what was I saying? Right. Yeah, so, I said everybody's name. Oopsie. Here we go. Back to this lady, Sarah. Sarah, you screwed things up. You went beyond the city of the... Oh, wait, I already did that.
Before anything else was there. This is when God started to create the universe by the power of his voice.
That's not God. That's a picture that's supposed to be Jesus, but I've got a few problems with it. First of all, there's other stuff there. That's first of all. There's like a nebula cloud. There's some other stuff there. Jesus is a fucking giant. Jesus would not be white. He would have been dark skinned. He wouldn't have been black. He would have been Jewish. He would have looked Jewish. Okay. So he wouldn't have looked like that. That's just a popular painting that's gotten, like that's just the popularized version of Jesus. Which, by the way, you're not supposed to depict God, so you've already broken one of the commandments. But that's later on, so it's fine. Wouldn't you think that the Bible would lead with what we're supposed to do first? Like, hey, guys, before we do anything else, here's what not to do. Like, I think that would be a better way to start the book, but that's just me. What do I know? Anyways, Jesus would not have been the one that created the world. In most theology, it's God the Father that makes the world. But I guess since Jesus is also God, sure, why not? But also, what's Jesus standing on? Where are Jesus's legs? And how does any of this work again? I have more questions about your stupid picture that you picked. What the hell is that, like, fire thing coming out of Jesus there? Like, what is that? What's going on? He's like, karate chop. Hiya! Hiya! World come into being. Hiya! 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 What is Jesus doing? Why does Jesus have a beard? Why does Jesus have facial hair in outer space? How is he breathing? What is going on?
And the Bible tells us that this was only about 6,000 years ago.
No, it doesn't. No, it never says 6,000 years ago. The Bible doesn't say that. No, and also, how would Jesus or God have a voice if, air doesn't exist yet? How does he have a voice? And if he has a voice, well, then he has vocal cords or something like that, right? So that means he's physical. So where is God located? The 6,000 years, by the way, is gotten by adding up all the numbers of whoever Adam was, however 900 something stupid amount years old, and if you add all those numbers up, you actually get a number that's higher than 6,000, But for whatever reason, the creationists are just lazy and just cut it off. We're like, yeah, 6,000, that's good enough. They're not really ones for precision or anything deep or understanding anything about reality at all. And this nitwit creationist who is using also really hair dye, you're not supposed to do that. And why is it a woman is teaching us anyways? Women shouldn't be teaching men anything. Maybe I know some churches say that women can teach little kids, but it doesn't say that in the Bible. What was I saying? Oh, right. I'm not done complaining yet, but let's have some more of the video so I can complain some more, shall we? I'm probably missing all the stuff that's going on in chat that has nothing to do with what I'm talking about, but that's fine.
Only God was there.
That
was it. God always was. God always will be. Because God is eternal.
What the hell does that mean?
What does that mean?
Oh.
Eternal is one of the attributes of God.
That doesn't explain it.
That God has always existed. And
what
he
is
will
that?
Always be.
What?
He is the only eternal being.
Why?
In his word, he says, in the beginning, God.
Uh-huh.
So we know that God was already there in the beginning. And
no, we don't. We know that the book says that. But in order to know that God was before that, wouldn't it have to say before everything else ever was, God existed? Before time, space, and the universe actually existed, God existed and was eternal. But it doesn't say any of that. So how are you getting any of those ideas from just the first 4 words? I think you're extrapolating a hell of a lot from just the first 4 words. And we still don't know what God is or how this works or why we should believe it, but none of that matters.
He was the only one there.
The only one there.
We are going to read one more verse.
Oh, God.
It's from the book of Romans.
Wait.
It's the 6th book.
Why are you skipping ahead? Why are you skipping ahead? There's so much between Genesis and Romans, and you're missing out. What about the book of Ruth? Like, nobody talks about that book. I don't even remember what it's about. Is it about the candy bar? I don't know. I don't care anymore. It's the only book in the Bible that has a woman's name in it. It's the only book where it's like, hey, this woman did stuff. You know what she did? She had kids and was a wife to somebody or whatever. Other than that, the Bible's pretty damn misogynistic. If there's one thing you can say about the Bible, it's misogynistic. Yay! Anyways, but why are you skipping to Romans? That's a lot of skipping to do. Anyways, yeah, let's skip all of that. Skip all the flooding and the death and the destruction and all the killings and the stoning to death of all the people. Yeah, besides this, we already have earthly fathers who disciplined us, and we respected them. Shall we not much more be subject to the Father of spirits and live? Yes, that's right. Enjoy your discipline, kids. Whack, whack, whack. But also you have Proverbs that says, discipline your son, for there's hope. Do not set your heart on putting him to death. Unless, of course, you can't discipline him, in which case you're to take him to the edge of the city and stone him to death. The Bible's really great with contradictions like that. I hate this video. Oh, wait, wrong button. That's the button. Okay, Romans. Let's talk about Romans.
In the New Testament. Turn to Romans 1, verse 20.
No.
For his invisible attributes, namely his eternal power and divine nature, have been clearly perceived.
Okay. I got some questions. Yeah, teacher. How does something invisible be seen? Isn't that kind of like nonsense? Like, if it's invisible, then it can't be seen! And also attributes. What do you mean by attributes? You didn't explain the word attributes to your students there. You might want to explain what the hell an attribute is. I mean, this is supposed to be for like young kids, right? Could you at least explain what the hell an attribute is? I don't think you could because you're too dumb to do so. Also, you don't have an argument. But that's beside the point. No, actually, that is the point. My irritation at the person, Sarah, who I hate, has nothing to do with her argument. Again, please separate my ad hominem from the actual argumentation that I'm doing. I realize I'm doing both, and one is irrelevant, but I'm pointing out that it's irrelevant. That doesn't make it okay, but I am aware that I'm doing it. I'm going to keep doing it, by the way. I'm not going to stop doing it. I mean, I hate her and what she's doing to our kids, but, you know, whatever. Anyways, I just assumed you had kids. Maybe not our kids. I mean, collectively speaking, any kid that happens to accidentally watch this video, because it's intended for kids, obviously. Anyways, so here's the thing. For his invisible attributes, which makes no sense, of course, attributes would not be visible or invisible, because attributes are not the sort of thing that could be either of those things. But whatever. Eternal power, what is that? How does that work? What do you mean by power? Where does the power come from? How does that function? Doesn't matter. Divine nature. What does it mean to be divine? Nobody know. I don't know. It's just that's the thing. Have clearly perceived. How can you perceive something that is not visible by at all? Like, okay, what attributes do I have? Like, what? Okay, I have hair. Is that an attribute? Or are you talking about my personality? Are you talking about the things that I'm able to do? Like, I can lift this Minecraft blue sheep in the air. That's an attribute that I possess, apparently, I guess. Is that an attribute of me? What do you mean by attribute? You're never going to explain it, are you? But anyway, if I couldn't demonstrate my attribute of lifting the damn sheep, then it couldn't ever be perceived by anybody. So this verse doesn't make any goddamn fucking sense. I hate this video. Man, I hope people are not listening with headphones on at full blast. I do apologize if I've blown your ears out. Anyways, so, and then ever since the creation of the world, which again, you're assuming that the world was created, which it wasn't, in the things that have been made, so they're without excuse. And this is actually talking to the people that already believe there's a God. It's not actually talking to everybody. It's saying to the people, well, obviously God is obvious to everyone that God's obvious to.
Ever since the creation of the world and the things that have been made, so they are without excuse. Romans 1, verse 20. This verse tells us that since the creation of the world, something about God has been clearly perceived or seen, his invisible attributes. These are some of God's invisible attributes. We don't see them because we don't see God. But we know that.
Yes, thank you. Yes, teacher, I have a question. How do you know that these are God's attributes? Like, I know you're quoting verses, so you're saying that things that are, then the personality is obvious. So let's look at that first one. What was that first one? Loving. Oh, yes. What was that about? Stoning to death everybody? Let's see, it's like a flood that killed a whole bunch of people, an entire city that was destroyed by fire and brimstone, something to do with killing more people and enslaving people. So, you're being my chosen people. Other people that aren't the chosen people, fuck them. Who cares about those people? What was the other thing? So that was loving. I don't think God is loving. So that's wrong. Just, well, I don't think that God has this. Your version of God is just at all. It's actually unjust. It's jealous and greedy and savage. It wants you to worship it and no other gods, even though there's only one God. But we're gonna pretend like the Bible was always monotheistic, even though it's not. But other gods do exist, but the problem is, of course, Christians have to ignore that other gods exist because they want this only God to be the only God, even though it's not. But anyways, ignore the other gods, make this God above the other gods, and anyways, if you do that, then it might, give you favor, but it might not, because, God's a jerk. Look at Job. Job was really nice to God like his whole life. And then, one day God got bored and was tempted to mess with Job. So he did. And then like Job got fucked over. But in the end, Job gets everything back. By the way, I think that last part was added on. Like, I think it ends with Job just being miserable. And that's like that would be how my version would go. Just Job gets fucked over by God, still believes in God at the end because he has no choice because all this shit happened to him, right? He has like tons of evidence that God exists. God brings like, hey, Job. And he's like, why did you do this to me? I made everything, Job. That's why. Blah. Like, God doesn't even explain to Job why any of this happened. No, but yeah, he gives him double everything. Like, and by the way, how did God do that? Like, how did he give him, like, did he give him 2 wives? How did he give him a wife without negating somebody's free will? Like, how did that come about? Like, I can understand the sheep and the goat and no, I can't really understand that either because that's stuff that you would have to buy. Did God buy those things for Job? Or is it just like poof them into existence? What about the land? Surely that would have had to be paid for. Like, what the hell? How did God give double of everything that Job lost back to him in that short little verse, that's in Job that I'm not going to read? But you know what I'm talking about. If you don't know what I'm talking about, don't worry about it. It's all made up anyways. What was I saying? All right. Just is also not a thing. Faithful. Yeah, right. No. If you commit blasphemy, whatever that is, then, blasphemy against the Holy Spirit, you can't be forgiven. So fuck the Holy Spirit. Blah, 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 whatever I have to say. And then God won't save me. Or if I don't, believe in the right God in the right way, then I'm screwed. So it only faithful in so much that whatever serves him, sovereign, I don't know, fuck that, holy, nobody knows what the word holy means, eternal, doesn't matter, whatever. Okay, back to the rest of it. I will discipline you, nerdy. I will discipline the bleep out of you. Anyways, okay.
To do. Omnipotent. We've
talked. No, 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 no.
Talked about this word before. God is omnipotent, all powerful to do whatever he wants to do.
No. Phenomenal cosmic powers. It sounds like something you would read from a comic book. It really does. God cannot do the logically impossible. So it's not omnipotent. It's logically potent at best, unless, of course, you grant God the ability to do the logically impossible, meaning that God is logically incoherent, which kind of makes some sense, I guess. But where does this power come from again? And where is the word omnipotent in the Bible? Oh, it's not in there, right? But that's okay. We're just going to pretend it's there anyways. Except, oh yeah, those iron chariots. Yeah, God can't do anything against iron chariots. Or apparently, if you lose an arm or a leg, God can't help you out there. Or scars, like God can't help you with those. Missing teeth, I'm not going to show you that. You're not, no, but trust me, God can't fix those, but things that nature can already do, then God can do those things. Yeah.
And that includes creating the whole universe. Look at Romans 1:20 again.
No!
What helps us to see God's eternal power?
Nothing. You can't see what's unseen.
Creation.
What?
The things that have.
Man, that's circular. What thing lets us see that it was all created? That it was created. What? All All right, where was I? My head hurts. Almost done. You do this, deconverted man. Lots of people are rooting for you. They know that you can do it right now. They're all going to say in chat simultaneously, you can do it, deconverted man. Everybody in chat's going to say, you can do it, deconverted man. Any moment, they're all going to say, you can do it, deconverted man. Somebody in chat? Come on! Say it! Type it! Where was I? Oh, yeah. Right.
Have been made.
Creation reminds us of God's power. What are some things in creation that help us to see just how omnipotent God is?
COVID-19! Cockroaches, parasites, spiders, snakes, venom, deadly diseases, AIDS, starvation, death, suffering, volcanoes. Yeah. Yay! I got one person to say it. Hooray! Thanks, Sewer Tapes. Thank you. It means a lot to me. Anyways, what was I saying? Oh, right.
Things like the ocean, storms, lightning, tornadoes.
Lightning can kill you. Tornadoes can also kill you.
Hurricanes, rainbows, the Grand Canyon, mountains.
What the fuck?
All of these show God's amazing power.
Wow.
And yet, this is just a small bit of God's power.
No, it's not. None of it is. Stop saying things that aren't true.
God's power is incomprehensible.
Wait. I have another question, teacher. Wait. If it's incomprehensible, then how do you know any of this is true? By incomprehensible, it means you cannot comprehend it. That means you could not name anything that it was able to do. Because if you could do that, then part of it would be comprehensible, meaning that it can't be incomprehensible, because the very nature of incomprehensible means you can't comprehend it, but yet you're comprehending it. It can't be that. You can't have it both ways. You can't do that. Pick one or the other. Also, bats. You forgot about bats. Like the bat that caused C-19 because somebody ate bats, or maybe it was manufactured in that lab. I don't know what the truth is. Nobody really does. That's why we have to be skeptical of everything. But anyways, you're just throwing things out there. You're just asserting things at this point. You poopy head. Yeah. I have a headache.
It's much greater than we can imagine.
Yeah.
All we have to do is look around at all the things that God has.
All right. For those of you playing at home, take a drink. She said, look around you. Okay, I looked around. I didn't see God. Yeah.
Has made, and we will see God's power, his omnipotence. Because of the world and the whole universe that God created, we know that there has to be a creator.
Because there's a creator, there has to be a creator. Because of all the creation, there has to be a creator. This person is stupid, and also they don't have a logically coherent argument. No, they don't have anything to offer us. We know that they are wrong. Why am I responding to this video? Nobody knows. The song goes on, and this is how it goes. Boom, boom, bam, bum, bum, bum. Everyone is unsubscribing from me because I sang this stupid ditty. Ba, 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 ba. La, 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 digging for the man to lose his mind. La, 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 la. What? No, there's more video? Ah! Fine, I'll finish this video. And then maybe I'll sing more songs. Unless you don't want me to. You don't like my singing? Oh. Okay. I'm sorry. I won't do it again. If you're good. I might do it again anyways. You never know. Anyway.
God is clear in creation because everything in creation makes sense. The stars, planets, animals, plants in your mom's garden, your pet dog, your baby sister, the crazy-looking bugs and lizards in your backyard, the human body. Everything is designed to do what it is supposed to do.
Why do we need to poop again? Teacher, why do we poop? What's the point of poop? Teacher, why poop?
It is all in order and put into place the way it should be. Remember the blocks?
Yeah, I remember
we couldn't
that.
make anything out of them by exploding them all over the floor.
I hate you. Comment down below on every single possible way that this person's wrong. I can't. I mean, I told you all the things I could say. I mean, what do you want from me? What do you want me to do? I've already worn myself out yelling at this person. You want more? I mean, yeah, anyways, it's almost done.
When we see the universe and everything designed in a special way to do what it is supposed to do, we need to remember that only God could have created it all. There is no way creation could be the result of a big bang. That is a lie. And
Your face is a lie.
This want to turn us away from God's word. We know from Genesis 1 and Romans 1 that God exists because of the amazing universe that only He could have created.
It's over. It's over. Okay. So, no, the Big Bang is not taught because people want to turn you away from God. I don't care if you believe in God. Go ahead, believe in God. That's fine. That's fine. If you actually study how things work, you will come to the conclusions that align with science, which is what the Big Bang falls under. Cosmology gets us to understand how things really are. And that's not to turn you away from God, you pathetic creationist asshole. God, these people piss me off. What pisses me off the most is that I know that this is aimed at kids. The whole thing. I mean, it couldn't not be. I mean, it's obviously made for kids. The comments are turned off because YouTube did that a while ago because of the Kid Protection Act or whatever bullshit, which we shouldn't have. I mean, you know, really it should be the adults, you know, just not giving their kids devices to use, maybe. I don't know. That's just a crazy idea of mine, that people would take personal responsibility and not give it to the government to do, because you know the government's going to fuck it up. But anyway, somebody did, and then the government fucked it up, and so YouTube did that. And it does anyway. So the whole video is aimed at kids. Kids, who are wide-eyed and full of wonder and want to understand how things really are and want actual explanation, not read the Bible. Blah. I hate this. I hate it. Because it's indoctrination. It's just teaching what isn't true. I think I saw somebody brought up Islam. I thought I saw the word Islam somewhere in chat, and there's something that I don't even know what they teach. But if you're a girl, you're screwed in Islam. Like, you might not even get taught in the first place, let alone anything else, because that's not your role. The religion doesn't teach you about the world. It teaches you about itself. It tells you how to do things. It prescribes to you what it wants you to do or not to do, usually what not to do. And then it says some other stuff that's like boring and like supposedly historical or whatever, but none of it is. It's instruction, it's coding, it's here's how to do it. I look back at pictures from like the 1960s or earlier, from before the more extremists got in power for Islam, and people were I mean, it looks like America. You had women wearing whatever and men wearing, and people looked happy. And you look at it now, and people look miserable because that's what it does. That's what it does. That's what. When you give religion that kind of power, that's what it can do. It subjugates people, and thankfully, for whatever reason, both the Jewish people and the Christians don't follow their holy book anymore. They don't follow Deuteronomy. Nobody does. Now, there are a few people out there that want to, very few, thankfully. And in contrast with, say again, Islam, a lot of people, when asked, they do want Sharia law, which means they want those controlling elements of their religion to be active. Whereas, I think if you did a poll of Christians and Jewish people, they'd probably say no, they don't want the law of Deuteronomy to be active. Again, there'd probably be a few that did, but I would wager, and I haven't looked at the polls, so I could be wrong, but I'd wager that you'd have less overall. Now, does that make Islam more evil? No. I think it means that for whatever reason, it hasn't evolved yet like the other religion did. And we skeptics, atheists, agnostics, whatever our label is, we see religion from the outside looking in. We can see the harm it does. And yeah, okay, sometimes it can do good. Maybe. But the sort of good that it does is really not like it's like it's coming. It's like, I'm glad that it's doing good, but it's coming from the wrong place. Like I've seen the hospitals that are like largely funded by religious stuff, and it's like miracles done here daily. No, medicine done here daily. There are no miracles. Why do that? That if you had miracles, you wouldn't need the medicine. You wouldn't need the doctors. You wouldn't need the nurses. But because it was funded by religion, they get to put whatever they want on it. And I think that at some level is fundamentally wrong. That it should be free of that sort of bias. If you're going to do good, then you don't need even to mention your religion. Why would it even? You don't even need to. Even the Bible says to do things like in secret. Of course, it also says to do things so that people see it. So either way is, whatever. But like, if you do good, like true good would be like something that nobody knows about. Like, you did it because it was the right thing to do, even though you didn't really want to do it. Like, that would be like pure good. Like, okay, there's an example. It's a stupid example, but it's a good, well, like, for my purposes, it's a decent enough example. Okay, shopping carts. Okay, this is going to make you think, like, throughout the day. If nothing else, hopefully you'll take this away from the video. Think about shopping carts. You go to the store or anywhere with shopping carts, and you see the place you're supposed to return them, right? And you see some shopping carts that are not in that spot, right? Do you personally return your own shopping cart? That's question number one. And like question number two would be like, well, how often do you return it? Do you always return it, or do you sometimes return it? Do you return it if everyone else has done it? If there are shopping carts that have been left out, do you also feel like it's okay to leave yours out? Have you ever grabbed a shopping cart that is not yours and put it where it goes? Or do you figure, well, that's somebody's job, so I'm not going to do it? So why would you return the shopping cart or put it in that little spot that it's supposed to go? Why would you take your time and trouble and get another shopping cart, one that's not anything to do with you, and also put it in that spot where it belongs? Because doing that would be something good. It would add to the order of things. Now, maybe you were saying, well, but then the person might lose their job, whose job it is to do that. No, first of all, they still need to collect the carts and bring them in. Secondly, there's other things that person does, so you're not going to take their job away. But we don't really tend to do that, at least not often. And maybe we should. Maybe the world would be a little bit better if we all tried to do a little something good that nobody would know about, but we know about. And we can know it's really good because we're not going to get thanked for it. We're not going to get a reward for it. We're not going to get a blessing for it. We're not going to, receive a certificate or any, and we're not looking to get that either. We're doing it just because it is the right thing to do. The wrong thing to do is to teach nonsense like this. And that's the problem with creationist stuff, is that it blends in evil, incorrect information with belief in a thing that should be separate from all of that. If there's a God, then it's beyond all of this stuff that we understand anyways, right? So why would we try to make sense of it in that way? It's like you're worshiping the words on the book. So you're worshiping the Bible, not the God at that point. And if God is so loving and caring and just, you don't need to say that that's true. We would all just know it's true. If it's so obvious, then it wouldn't need to be written down. But at least we can all agree that shopping carts exist. I don't know. Also, Jib Person's in chat. So thanks for being on this journey with me as you watch me get a headache live. I do now have a headache, like for real. I gave myself a headache by yelling at that video. I hope you're all happy. No, I really do hope you're happy, but not happy because I have a headache. But if you're happy because I have a headache, I mean, at least you're still happy. It's a weird reason to be happy, but whatever, I guess. That's it. That's all I got. I got nothing else. So thanks for watching. Something about, I forgot to mention lobsters. So just pretend I said something profound about lobsters, I guess. And if you haven't gotten my book yet, then go get it and do that and read it and then review it and tell me what you think about it, because nobody's done that yet. And I want someone to do that. I could take it. Pretty sure I can take it. I probably can't take it. I don't know. What else? That's it. I'm done. Blah, 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 blah.